The three Spider-Men worked, the three Batmen didn't. These are two of the most iconic superhero franchises, yet when it came to their live-action crossovers, one soared and the other bombed. Spider-Man No Way Home made $1.9 billion, with fans losing their minds when Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man appeared alongside Tom Holland. By contrast, The Flash stumbled to just $270 million, even with three different Batmen. Why did one multiverse event set the internet on fire while the other flopped? First, the expectations. Marvel and Sony kept fans on edge for months with teases. Jamie Foxx was back as Electro. Leaked photos and videos hinted at the return of Garfield and Maguire. The anticipation was undeniable. Fans were convinced the three Spider-Men would appear, and they were right. Every trailer, every moment before release was a masterclass in building excitement. Fans didn't just want to see the three Spider-Men, they had to see them. When Garfield and Maguire finally showed up, the theaters erupted. People couldn't get enough of them. They rushed to theaters knowing the surprise was real and they couldn't risk being spoiled. Now, The Flash. Warner Brothers blew it by revealing all their major players up front. Keaton, Affleck, and Clooney were all in the trailers. Fans knew exactly what to expect, and that surprise factor was gone. Keaton's return was a big deal, but it wasn't a shock. The magic was lost. When Michael Keaton's Batman appeared in the film, it didn't hit the same way as Garfield and Maguire in No Way Home. Keaton's cameo was well done, but since it was already out in the open, there was no tension, no build-up. Audiences had already processed it. The surprise was long gone. Second, the actors themselves. When it comes to Spider-Man, the choice was clear. Maguire and Garfield were the two most beloved versions, alongside Holland. They had history, they had influence, they represented different generations of Spider-Man fans. But Batman? Warner had a much more complicated task. There have been 14 different Batmen in live action. Picking just 3 was a challenge. They had to bring back Ben Affleck due to his ties with the DCEU. Then they went with Michael Keaton, a good choice, but the third, George Clooney, the very same actor who starred in Batman and Robin, widely considered one of the worst superhero films ever. It made no sense. Clooney's Batman was widely mocked, and even Clooney himself apologized for the role. Choosing him only brought back bad memories for fans. Had they brought in Christian Bale, the most beloved Batman of the modern era, it would have added weight to the movie. But Warner went with Clooney, making the choice look even more baffling. Third, the age gap. The Spider-Men from No Way Home hadn't appeared on screen in a while. Maguire's Spider-Man hadn't been seen since Spider-Man 3 in 2007, and Garfield's last appearance was in The Amazing Spider-Man 2 in 2014. For many fans, these movies were a big part of their childhood and teen years. They were not just returning as Spider-Men, they were returning as the heroes they grew up with. Fans from those generations, now adults, packed theaters. No Way Home tapped into a very specific nostalgia. On the other hand, Keaton hadn't worn the cape since 1992, and Clooney's last turn was in 1997. By the time The Flash came out, fans of Keaton and Clooney were already in their 40s or older. This wasn't the demographic Warner was targeting. The average moviegoer for superhero films is younger, typically between 20 and 30 years old. Keaton and Clooney's Batman wasn't theirs. These versions of Batman weren't the ones that shaped their childhoods. The Flash was appealing to a different generation than the one that had a connection with these Batmen, and the result was clear. The younger audiences couldn't relate. Fourth, the interactions. This was the secret sauce in No Way Home. Maguire, Garfield, and Holland didn't just share the screen. They interacted, they faced villains from each other's universes, they gave each other advice, they helped each other grow. They were integral to the story. It wasn't just about appearances, it was about their presence in the narrative. Fans got to see the three Spider-Men work together, each with their unique personality and abilities, and it was a dynamic that drove the plot forward. The Flash? Not so much. Keaton, Affleck, and Clooney never really interact. Keaton has a brief conversation with Barry Allen, but the other two Batmen don't even share a scene. There was no real collaboration, no dynamic. The three Batmen were just there. The lack of interaction made the cameos feel like missed opportunities. The main reason The Flash didn't succeed is that it wasn't truly about Batman. It was supposed to be about Barry Allen. Despite all the promotion highlighting Batman cameos, the core of the film was meant to center around Barry. The issue, though, is that fans never connected with Barry in the same way they did with Spider-Man. In No Way Home, Tom Holland's Spider-Man was the emotional heart of the story. The appearance of Garfield and Maguire's Spider-Man wasn't just for nostalgia's sake, it was to enhance Holland's journey. But with The Flash, Barry hadn't been sufficiently developed in prior DCEU films. Fans weren't invested in him as a character the way they were with Spider-Man, and that made it hard for the movie to hold their attention. Adding to the problem, Ezra Miller, the actor playing Barry, was a controversial figure at the time, which further disconnected the audience from the protagonist. While fans came to The Flash expecting Batman, they ultimately wanted to care about Barry Allen, but the film never fully made that happen. On the other hand, No Way Home delivered exactly what fans wanted: nostalgia, surprise, and heartfelt moments that resonated deeply with the audience. In contrast, No Way Home succeeded because it understood the emotional value of nostalgia, surprise, and the interactions between beloved characters. The Flash failed to tap into these elements. Batman, rather than being an essential part of the plot, was more of a backdrop. The film tried to make Batman the draw, but in the end, the movie's lack of focus on its protagonist hurt its ability to connect with viewers. The film's narrative lacked the depth to make the audience care about Barry, and that's why, despite the inclusion of 3 Batmen, The Flash never quite captured the same magic as No Way Home. Do you agree or disagree with these points? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more insights into the superhero world.